videos, there are some logical explanations. Like this one, for example, like this picture from 2020 was taken on a clear sunny day, and the one taken in 2024 is... it's a cloudy day, so, you know, obviously the one taken on the cloudy day is going to be less bright and colorful, right? I think this person just doesn't know how weather works. Damn. Back when I was a kid, there was never a tornado happening right now. Back when I was a kid, I was never getting swept away in a tornado. For this video, I kind of just want to do a deep dive and really get to the bottom of this, okay? I want to find out if the world is actually getting less colorful. So let's find out. At first, I assumed people were saying the world is less colorful now because they were looking through rose-colored glasses. Not literally, because that would do the opposite, but, you know, just in terms of nostalgia, you know, it's very easy to romanticize your childhood, even if you had an uneventful one. You just had less things to worry about when you were younger, and everything was new and exciting. So obviously, when you look back at those times, you come to the conclusion that things were more exciting than they actually were. Like, for example, if you're 4 years old, the color blue is gonna be fucking insane to you, dude, because you've only known about the color blue for 4 years. You know how many times I've seen the color blue now that I'm 30, dude? Too many times to count, dude. Blue is not the same anymore. I have ruined blue for myself, okay? I blew it. You know that meme of James Franco about to be hung, and he's like, first time? That's me at any child being impressed by the color blue.
First time.
But it turns out it may not be rose-colored glasses and the wave of nostalgia that makes people feel this way. There actually is a scientific explanation as to why the world looks less colorful as you get older.
If you feel like the world has gone from 4K to 1080p, you may be onto something. After the age of 10, the clear human lens gradually yellows as a result of absorbing UV light to protect the retina at the back of the eye. This increasing yellowness dulls the vibrancy of color perception.
Okay, so as you get older, I guess things tend to appear more yellow than they actually are. Pretty interesting. That explains why my white bed sheets are yellow when I wake up.
This, combined with the fact that the number and sensitivity of color detecting cone cells decrease, further affects color contrast.
Even without the natural deterioration of our eyeballs, I still think the world is getting less colorful. And I know this because I actually have perfect vision. Sorry to brag, but I am exempt from all vision problems. I took a vision healing masterclass last year and I stared directly at the sun, so I think I'll be A-okay.
Hey, the camera, it's over here. Fucking idiot. Jesus fucking Christ.
So I think I'll
stupid.
be
I hate you so.
Guys, you're not gonna believe this, okay? It isn't just our eyes becoming weaker. The world actually has been losing color over the past 50 years. The Science Museum Group conducted a study where they photographed over 7,000 various objects from the 1800s to present day in 21 different categories, and this was their result. From 1800 to 1840, there was a pretty even spread of black, gray, white, red, orange, and yellows. And then in the year 1860, as everybody knows, the colors blue and green were invented, so they slowly gained popularity over the years. But as you can see in the full graph, there's a pretty drastic drop-off in color in around the year 1980, and then an even more drastic one in the year 2000. And as you can see here, in the last 20 years, objects have been rapidly enveloped by this foreboding grayness. And it's scary, man. How do we stop it? Am I supposed to just pray the gray away? Dude, we know that doesn't work. An obvious contributor to this grayness was the switch from wood to plastic in everyday items. So there has been a gradual decline in browns and yellows. Can't say the same for my toilet bowl, brother. Yeah, that thing only sees brown and yellow, dude. And sometimes a little bit of red. A good starting point to talk about the ups and downs of color and objects is to look at phones. Some of you are looking at a phone right now. Don't get me wrong. I love my incredible iPhone. I stare at this thing all day, and if someone took it away from me, I'd scream. But I will say, I do really miss this cell phone landscape before the release of the first iPhone in 2007. As far as I'm concerned, iPhone ruined everything, man. We were having so much fun. There used to be so many options for cell phones, dude. So much so that it was like a rare occurrence to find someone else with the same cell phone as you. My sister had an LG chocolate. One day my best friend showed up to school with a blue Motorola Razr that he got for Christmas. I wanted to kick his ass, I was so jealous. My dad had a BlackBerry Bold. Sadly, his was always broken because that guy never called me. And I remember wanting a T-Mobile Sidekick so badly, but they were never available in Canada, so I had to settle for an LG Shine. I once spent $6 to download a picture of a girl in a bikini on that phone so I could have it as my phone background. And guess if that $6 was charged to my parents' phone bill? And guess if they got really mad at me? And what, now pictures are just free to download? What the fuck, man? There was something really cool about having a wide selection of colorful cell phones to choose from, because each one said something about its owner. My LG Shine let people know that I was a horny little freak, I guess. But man, looking back on these old cell phone designs is just so refreshing because each one had character, it had an aesthetic. They weren't just a fucking black rectangle, dude. Sure, some of them were ugly as fuck. And yeah, sometimes the cell phones would just straight up not work. So you'd have to walk an hour home from your caddying job because your cell phone wouldn't let you call your mom for a ride. But hey, at least these cell phone companies were trying new things. The newest innovations in smartphones over the last few years was, hey, you can fold this one. Okay. So a flip phone? That's a flip phone. Those have been around forever. I'm also convinced that the abandonment of the home phone has done irreparable damage to society. Get a load of this, society. Dude, the amount of novelty home phones they used to make was staggering. But they were incredible, dude. They were so much fun. They were all unique and silly, and it made communicating over the phone like an enjoyable experience. Dude, I fucking hate talking on the phone now. But if answering my phone revealed Kermit the Frog's naked feet, you know I'm picking that shit up. Dude, modern dads will never experience the joy of getting fucked up off a bottle of Jim Beam and then calling their ex-wife on the Jim Beam. And it's not just phones that have lost any semblance of color or creativity. Tech products in general have just gotten so boring lately, man. My friend Drew just made a very good video called Technology Isn't Fun Anymore, and I highly recommend you watch that video if you haven't already, because I think he summed up this issue perfectly. Growing up, technology was so fun and exciting, and it was progressing quickly, so anything they put out was like actually intriguing. But in the last 5-10 years, it feels like nothing has really changed that much. And the new technology they actually put out is just AI bullshit that nobody fucking wants, man. Dude, the most recent tech craze is people stealing the artwork of one of the most beloved, iconic artists of all time by just lazily forcing a computer to generate an image. That sucks. That's bad. That's boring and not good, okay? To be fair, though, not all tech products were brimming with color and interesting design back then. So much of the tech in the 80s was just straight up beige. Like, just so fucking beige, dude. Even the original NES was straight up a gray box. And that was a product specifically designed for kids to have fun with. Tech products in the 80s looked like if someone built a computer out of khakis. It was either that or some fucking wood paneling, dude. I need that, man. Give me an iPhone made out of wood. As much as I'd like for Apple to put out a wooden iPhone, I don't know if they would. But by the time the 90s came around, computers were becoming a household item. Internet Explorer launched in 1995, and this widespread embrace of the internet brought upon a tech explosion unlike anything we've ever seen before. Technology was fun and exciting, and the feelings people had for technology and its potential were positive and hopeful. And the average age of a tech consumer was also lowering at this time. So, how did companies capitalize on that feeling of excitement and happiness as well as appealing to a younger audience? Translucent, colored plastic. Oh my god, man. This shit looks so fucking cool, dude. You ever want to kinda see what's on the inside of your N64 controller? Well, here you go. Look at all those things you can just vaguely see. What do? Who fucking cares? What's the inside of my Game Boy look like? Just kidding, I already know, because my mom got me the purple see-through one for my birthday. And that's the most impressive thing about that design trend, dude. If my mom got me a regular purple Game Boy, I'd be mad as hell, because I would have been like, hey mom, that's a girl color. But when I got the purple Game Boy you could kind of see through, oh my god. Coolest shit of all time. Genuinely, this is one design trend that I miss so much every day of my life. I want all of my shit to look like this, okay? I want my skin to look like this. It not only looks cool and fun, but like that design choice made me appreciate my tech products a lot more. You know what I mean? I look at my iPhone, I see a fucking black rectangle. I don't know what the hell is inside this thing, and I also don't care. But when I see a translucent N64 controller, and I can see that there's a bunch of shit inside of it that I don't understand, I'm like, you know what? Dang, this is actually really impressive. I have a newfound appreciation for this piece of hardware. I was about to throw this controller as hard as I could at my best friend for making me slip on that banana in Mario Kart, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm still gonna throw it at him, but not as hard. This clear trend of the 90s/2000s was inescapable, and it wasn't just with tech products. This was like a movement with like clear, cleanly stuff, right? Like there was a lot of aquatics, right? Frutiger Aero type stuff. This was like a big stylistic movement of the time. There's a lot more clear packaging, right? There was clear furniture. clear Pepsi. Even back then, when doctors were using defibrillators, they would yell, clear! And I actually didn't know this before researching for this video, but apparently the creation of clear tech products can be traced back to the prison system. I guess tech products in jails need to be clear so people can't hide any contraband inside of the tech product. Jail tech be like,
Let me be clear.
and then I guess people realize